think, I think there are many different levels of pain, right? I mean, pain and pain and pleasure, I think, are in the same part of the brain. Isn't that true? I think that they function in a similar part of the brain. And so um, sometimes it can be it can be confusing, right? Because I've had clients who have said that this interaction and having named what is here is so important to me, and yet I feel such a great deal of pain about it, right? And not just about what happened, but the actual naming break. I mean, the good can actually bring pain as well, right? Um, that's sort of on more of an emotional level. But I will also say that our that pain lives in a cellular level in the physical body. And so, I mean, I think there's a couple of kinds of pain. There's emotional pain and then there's this physical pain, right? And the physical pain lives in our cells. And so it that can get, if I use the term triggered up, hidden but triggered up. And people are like, I don't know, I'm hurting really bad in whatever parts of the body, maybe it's my stomach or maybe it's, whatever the case may be. And but they don't have any cognitive memory of something happening in their body.
Mhm.
But the memory sometimes presents itself first in the body. And that's where the mind now is like, okay, I don't know what this puzzle is, but something's happened here. And so it would be good for me to be able to name what the pain is in my abdomen. And maybe it's a story of harm where somebody has punched them in, you know, in terms of violence against them that now begins to surface. I mean, so I have a lot of people that come and say, I have had pain X, Y, or Z. And it is almost invariably connected to a story that they hold. So that's where those are, in my mind, that's the importance of naming something
Mhm.
of the story so we can begin to go, oh, that's what happened.
Mhm. Mhm. When we think of, I think of what we are, what scripture says we are of body, soul, and spirit, and our soul being our mind, will, and emotions. For me personally, I've had pain in all those places within me. The spiritual has been complex, whether it was demonic that had taken up residence and was deeply rooted from legal rights it had there from a specific trauma scene, whether that was mind control or whether that was sexual abuse or trafficking. Um, when you get to those deep of waters, the pain becomes complex, and untangling it all can be very messy, and the pain can even get worse before it gets better as you begin to unpack it. And at times it can be excruciating, um, but I have learned in that walk and in that journey of experiencing pain and trauma in my body, soul, and spirit, that the pain is always a red flag. It tells you something is there. Something needs attention. And stories like mine that are so complex from the womb, from conception, really, it's such a journey of getting to the root of pain. But I have found that Jesus Christ always shows up and highlights, okay, daughter, here is where this is coming from, or here is the road we need to walk down to address this level of pain that you're feeling. And I know for me, having containment in that pain, it was so important. It just, because if you don't have containment and you don't have safety, then it's like the pain is just going to take over again. And it's like, okay, if my mind is going to heal from pain in trauma, then it's got to stay present to what's going on here. And that's one of the challenges with stories like mine is, okay, can I endure staying present to what's here, what's presenting itself? And was there times that I couldn't? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But he is so faithful to just, to when we cry out to him, he answers. I think of Hagar and her, he declaring over her, I see you. I see how you are abandoned. I see this situation you are in that you didn't choose to be in. And I'm right here. I'm right here. And when we allow ourselves to go, okay, he sees, he knows, he is good. He is not the perpetrator. He is not the one who caused this evil to happen. We live in a fallen world and we live amongst humanity that chooses evil. So focusing on his character in the midst of excruciating pain and the trauma allows it to surface. And when it can fully surface, then it can be healed.
What happens if we ignore the pain?
Well, for me personally, I mean, I'm sure Linda has seen it manifest in several ways. When people come to her, she describes it as people coming to her when life quits working.
Mm.
Um, for me personally, it was, I'm my mind was falling apart, my body was falling apart, my spirit was grieving. I couldn't even sit in church and listen to a sermon or worship without my spirit just weeping. And I mean, I definitely experienced it. I mean, literally the pain it'll keep you in bed. It'll keep you mentally depressed and in a cyclical pattern that you feel like you're never going to get out of.
Well, and I think when people, I mean, I think we do a lot. We do a lot to keep us sort of away from the pain, right? I mean, whether it is getting busy, whether it is doing all the different activities and beautiful things that churches provide opportunity for in terms of growth. But I mean, we can wear ourselves to a frazzle doing all of that. Um, you can, I mean, I think there's an active way of trying to push the pain down. So, whether it's drinking, whether it's drugs, whether it's relationships, whether it's, I mean, you name it, something. I mean, there's a myriad of ways of literally avoiding what is here. And so when you don't, then I think that, as TJ says, you've kind of run out of room and life is falling apart. And it's like, this is not so good.